Thanks, Julie. That's snow on the Sierras at the edge of the San Joaquin Valley. We're at the edge of Bakersfield at the beautiful Mesa Marin Raceway. This is the birthplace of the Super Truck, and we're ready for round 4 of NASCAR's Super Truck Series. And what you're about to see here with these beautiful trucks is a blinding moment of the obvious. The minute you see the Super Trucks race, you're going to ask yourself why it didn't happen years ago. Take a full-size pickup and race it on an oval. This series has excited the entire racing community. It's not just a series for the young chargers, also for the great champions. As a matter of fact, take a look at this. This is a list of great champions from other series and, in fact, other disciplines who are now regulars in the Super Truck Series. It is an incredible series. We look forward to a truly exciting afternoon. It has great fans, great stories, and great names. Consider this name, Phil Parsons, the '88 winner at Talladega in the 500, or the current points 5th place in the Busch standings. Well, he had a weekend off, so he comes here to work in the pits for us. And Phil, you've got another great name with you.
I sure do, Paul. From a great family, P.J. Jones, outside pole sitter here. P.J., you've driven all kinds of different race cars. Tell me the difference between this truck and anything else you've driven.
Well, you know, the truck's a little bit different. It's kind of just like a Winston Cup car. You know, it's hard to compare that to, say, a Toyota GTP car, but you know, the racing here is what makes a difference. I mean, we're running side by side, nose to tail for the whole race. Dyson for the lead. Sears Diehard #1's been quick all weekend. Ron Shaver's built us a great motor this weekend. I think the key here is just going to be keeping those Goodyear tires on those American racing wheels, because it's tough on tires here.
I tell you, Paul, you can look for this guy to be up front when this thing's over.
Bet you can. Well, since Phil's in the pits, in the booth will be Jack Arute. We're talking, Jack, about trucks that are profiles of trucks, but thoroughbred racers underneath.
Paul, strip away the sheet metal, and what you have underneath NASCAR Super Trucks is all Winston Cup. I'll tell you what, same chassis, same weight, 3,400 pounds. You've had to move the rear window area up about 8 inches. The height is about 9 inches higher, and they're 2 inches longer, the Super Trucks, than their Winston Cup brothers.
Now, the short oval, is it a good stage for the Super Truck?
Well, it may not be Daytona in speeds of 200 miles an hour, but if you intend to win in Super Trucks on a short track, you've got to use up every bit of sheet metal you have. It's a war out there.
What about that, Phil? We're talking about a war here?
I'll tell you, if there's a war out here, and this guy knows how to do it. Mike Skinner on the pole for the 3rd consecutive race. Mike, because of the shortness of the race, you're not going to be able to change tires. What strategy will you play because of that?
We're probably going to lay back and let them run pretty hard today and see if we can keep tires on this GM Goodrich #3 Chevrolet truck. If we can, maybe we'll have something for them toward the end, Phil.
All right, Mike, have a good run. I'll tell you what, I've never seen this guy lay back. I raced against him back east, and I've never seen him lay back. And if you look at this truck, it's a black #3. Well, it's no mistake. It's supposed to look like that. This truck is owned by Richard Childress, Dale Earnhardt's Winston Cup car owner. This guy right here is really living up to this truck. And I'll tell you what, you look for him to be up front when the race is over. Let's go back upstairs to Paul Page.
All right, Phil, the engines are already started. Look at them there. Are they spectacular or what? Let's take a look at the starting grid for the 4th round of the NASCAR Super Truck Series. On the pole is Mike Skinner, the 3rd straight pole for the Phoenix race winner. Alongside, you just met him, P.J. Jones. He came from 3 laps down to finish 2nd at Tucson. In row 2, Bill Sedgwick. He ran 3rd last week at Santa Clarita. And Dave Resendez, Jeff Bodine's crew chief, has taken the wheel this week. In row 3, Jack Sprague, a Michigan native who ranks 5th in the points. And Ron Hornaday Jr., the winner at Tucson 2 weeks ago. Opener. In row 5, Bob Keselowski, the former champion of the ARCA Stock Car Series. And Joe Ruttman, he has 2 top 10 finishes in Irvin E. Irvin's truck this season. In row 6, Rick Pirelli and Steve Portengay. Row 7, Toby Butler and Pancho Carter. In the 8th row, Troy Beebe and Gary Collins. In row 9, Mike Bliss and Butch Gillian. Row 10, Wayne Jacks and Stan Fox. The 11th row is Bob Strait and John Nemechek. Row 12, Butch Miller and Dave Ashley. The 13th row, Scott Lagacy and John Kinder. Row 14, Bob Walker and the great Walker Evans. And the 15th and final row, Jerry Churchill and Kerry Teague. So there they are. The 51 car already with a problem, Jack.
Well, the 51 truck of Kerry Teague was late getting here. In fact, he almost had to qualify what's called a show truck. But the report is that we may have some trouble with Kerry Teague, and also Butch Miller in car number 98. The hood is up on his truck as well. So two of the people that we were counting on to be in this race have already befallen mechanical problems before the drop of the green flag.
All right, let's take a look at the race analysis for this run here at the Mesa Marin Raceway. A spectacular track. Half-mile around. It is high bank, $147,000 purse. 125 laps, 62.5 miles. No pit stops anticipated. In fact, you can get in trouble if you start changing tires. 17 Chevys, 11 Fords, and 2 Dodges. Weather today couldn't be better. Absolutely perfect for racing. As take a look at that field. We've got a couple of in-cars for you. Let's start with P.J. Jones. The view back from the outside of the front row. And we also have cameras on board with the pole sitter, Mike Skinner. There he is, looking out the front to the pace truck. We're ready to go green as they're on the backstretch.
And a big break for both Teague and for Miller. They finished their work, and they're able to get back into the field at the tail.
Mike Skinner takes control of the field. P.J. Jones just outside. Hernandez, Sedgwick's just behind. We're green. Here we go. You're going to love it. Skinner moves in front of Jones. Battle right at the front of the field, right off the back. Sedgwick sitting in third place, sitting back just a bit. Resendez tries to move high. Down low, Hornaday tries to make a move.
Now, Resendez is not in a position he'd like to be as he tries to make it 3 wide going into turn number 1. He's hung out on the outside, Paul. That's not where you want to be, especially early in the race.
Mike Skinner has led in each of the 4 Super Truck races this season, the only driver in the series to do so. Battle is still for third place. Hornaday down on the inside. Sedgwick up high. They're side by side down the front straight. They'll go into the corner that way. Boy, look at that. Sedgwick gets way high, loses a bit.
Paul, Sedgwick didn't even think he was going to be running a Super Truck this year. He was scheduled to be simply a crew chief. But then when Dale Earnhardt called upon his car to be in competition all the time, being driven by Hornaday, Sedgwick got the ride. Now he's battling with who he was supposed to be a crew chief for.
Hornaday looking very strong, running in third place. Sedgwick dropping back. That high line not working as well for him as he would like. But Hornaday now taking a look at the high line. Look at Sedgwick close in. Redendez and Mears gets together. Just a light tap, but they keep going. Mears looking to the inside now as he tries to get inside the 7 car. 7 truck, excuse me. Can't do it, though. Back at the front. There's Resendez and Mears. Back at the front. PJ has been doing what he can to try and catch up, and in fact has signaled several times that he's thinking about that inside line. On board with P.J. Jones, right off the roof.
P.J. Jones didn't even think he was going to be running a Super Truck this year. This ride was earmarked for his younger brother, Page, who was critically injured last year and still is recuperating in a hospital outside of Los Angeles, California. P.J. picked up the gauntlet and says he's dedicated the season of this Super Truck to his little brother, Page.
All of us in racing, of course, wish our best to Page and hope that we can see him back. There's what's happened in the NFL draft. We'll keep you appraised of that throughout the afternoon, too.
This series is starting to look like a draft for Winston Cup as well, Paul. A lot of young runners are using this as a springboard to try and impress people.
Look at PJ as he comes down to the inside, and he takes the lead. Hornaday closes in behind him, and Hornaday is going to try to make the move for second place. First time that PJ has led a lap in the 94 Super Truck season.
If you look on board the camera shots when they work the turns, you'll see that right now the hot way around this racetrack is to take the left side wheels and put them on the inside beyond the white line. As the race progresses and the tires build up heat and lose some of their grip, that line's going to move out even further.
So now closing in as best he can as Hornaday. He taps the back end of Jones. Phil Parsons, we're taking a look at PJ out in front.
I tell you, Paul, Leon Ruther, PJ's crew chief, said that the ideal way to run this race, lead 1 lap, ride for 100 laps, and then race the last 24. Well, he's led 2 laps now. We'll see how much he wants to give that lead up.
So Hornaday continues his battle at the front. At the same time, Sedgwick is battling alongside. And Hornaday moves to the front of the field. So we've got movement in the top 5 positions. Hornaday now leads. Jones is into second place. Sedgwick into third. Skinner drops back into fourth. Roger Muehr's into fifth. And Menendez moves into 6th place. So we're underway here with the NASCAR Super Trucks. And already you get an idea of just how really good it's going to be.
ABC's Wide World of Sports, brought to you by Chevrolet. One car company has won more races in the history of NASCAR. Genuine Chevrolet. Full View TV offering up to 350 channels. The satellite system with the best view. McDonald's, have you had your break today? And Smooth Busch Beer. Head for the mountains of Busch.
We're back live at Mesa Marin for the NASCAR Super Trucks. While we were away, one move in the standings as Bill Sedgwick got around P.J. Jones and moved into second place. We're also seeing a battle develop a little further back between Roger Mears, and he's actually being attacked by several different vehicles, Rick Pirelli, and also in that battle right now is Jack Sprague. There it is for you. The 25 truck is Roger Mears. That's Pirelli moving to the outside.
Now Corelli's going to be a little loose as he comes out of the corner. Can't hold that line as he tries to get around Roger Mears. Mears will try and stick the nose to the inside. You see now fade the car up a little bit, the truck that is, up to try and take the traction away from the outside run.
And Roger Mears in front of the hometown crowd here. Still can't hold off Pirelli.
Pirelli just went in just a little bit deeper that time and was able to get the advantage.
Look at where that truck is operating too. He can operate real high.
Well, a lot of the drivers thought that they were going to have to set up for the high line to save tires, and also because of the heavy race traffic in a short track. You're already into race traffic, and you've got to be able to move the groove up because the slower cars tend to use up the lower groove. So we basically used up the hot way around the racetrack already and replaced it with race traffic.
So Mike Skinner dropping back through the field now. Hornaday still the leader. Bill Sedgwick is in second. Then PJ. There's Roger Mears. Brother, of course, to Rick Mears of IndyCar fame. Back at the front of the field as Sedgwick now moves to the outside. They encounter slower traffic ahead. Sedgwick looking for racing room to get Hornaday.
Now let's see if Hornaday will use the race traffic as a pick. When you're at the wheel of a car or a truck, you try to gauge when you're going to be passing traffic. Make the guy that's chasing you down try to back out of the throttle. Race traffic directly in front of these super trucks right now. And oh boy, you can see there where Hornaday led and again faded Sedgwick up to the high side, trying to get him out of the throttle just a bit. That's all part of short track racing.
And in short track racing, you're turning all the time. They close on Pancho Carter.
And here's that pick move I was talking about. Hornaday holds the spot, and when you're at the wheel like Sedgwick is in the second place machine, knowing your super truck may be just a little bit quicker, this is so frustrating.
Several trucks ahead, Dave Ashley and Stan Fox. They go to the high side. First and second come around.
You can see how quick Hornaday comes back down to the low groove once he dispatches with the racetrack. He's driving a smart race right now.
And right now they're pulling away from third place. Using traffic very much to their advantage. Third place, of course, is Skinner. PJ now runs in fourth.
But when you're Ron Hornaday right now, feeling the hot breath of Sedgwick as Sedgwick plants the front quarter to the outside, you're really just about on the edge. You're running it just to the outside of the envelope, and it might be a little early for that type of running.